Hello my fellow book nerds. In this video I'm going to talk about fiction books that we should all read. Now I had to put a standard on this because I was going to say many other books that probably would not have been good for people to like. Not that they shouldn't read them, but they're harder to read and a lot of people probably just wouldn't agree with it. But I don't care about that really that much. But I needed to just make this smaller list. So my standard was books that pretty much anyone would want to read. And what was the other one? Just that they're easy reads, you know? Not that, like anyone could pick it up and read it and be interested right away. So these are probably the best fiction books for that. You guys are going to think I'm such a kid in this book, but it's okay because I really technically am a kid at heart. So let's get right into the books. First one is The Martian. Now, this one is, it's a very easy and funny read. I love this book just because it makes me laugh so much. It is The Martian by Andy, I can't say his last name, Weir? Maybe? But it is such a good book. It is about, it's The Martian, so you gotta know it's in outer space. They go to, it's like, humans are already going to Mars and there's a mission that goes to Mars and they land there and one of them gets left behind, one of the teammates, and that is Matt Damon or Watney is his last name. I can't remember the whole name. What is his name? Mark. It is Mark Watney. I was correct. Anywho, he goes to space and he's just a funny character. He has to be in order to keep his moral up until they could go save him. So it is such a good read and very simple, though it is kind of sciencey because I mean he has to survive in space and Mars, so you deal with that. But besides that, it is pretty good and he makes it very digestible. Number 2, this one's a series, so deal with it. It's Ender's Game. This book, okay, very sci-fi, I know, but very good. I mean, there's a reason he sold so many. There is, okay, this series could be about 19 books, but I just read the 4. It makes it a lot more digestible, and it is a pretty simple read, and I think anyone can read this. Anyone can read this book. It's about a boy who, well, pretty much the world gets attacked by aliens. We've survived the attack and we pretty much, you know, beat them, but we're afraid that they're gonna come back. So the world, or the United States, starts collecting smart children, and one of them is Ender, and Ender has to pretty much become a commander and destroy that alien race. It is a really good book and I highly recommend it. Plus the movie's okay. I prefer the book. The movie's okay though. Obviously this is going to be in there. Harry Potter. It is a children's book and it is an amazing book. Just the whole series is awesome. If you start reading one, you're going to be so entranced in the world of Harry Potter that you're not going to want to stop. Such a good book. Yes, I am a Christian, but I don't care. This is a really good book. And yeah, it's fiction. Get over it. It's a very good book. I love it. It's about a little boy, 12-year-old, he's 11, sorry. Is he 11? I'm pretty sure he's 11. And he finds out that he's a wizard and he goes to wizarding school. It's so good. I love it. Highly recommend it. Such an easy read too. Very easy. Obviously, this one's going to be in there too. Percy Jackson. This is such an easy read. I mean, the characters are very simple. Okay, no, they're not simple. They're very relatable characters. You want to get into it with them. Percy is a very relatable character. Everyone loves him. And it's pretty much about a boy who finds out that he is actually the son of a Greek god. And he pretty much has to go on an adventure to find a lightning bolt. Zeus's lightning bolt. It's jam-packed with monsters and you pretty much don't want to put the book down once you start reading it. Maybe there's a few people who do want to put it down, but they're crazy. This is such a good book. I pretty much finished this book in like 2 days, a day or 2 days. And I read it when I was 12, so come on. Okay, next one. This one's a bit longer. And it's a YA book and sci-fi-ish. Yes, they made a movie into it. I haven't watched the movie, so I don't know. But it's Ready Player One. The book is really good. It's pretty much a world, you know, AI, no, not AI, virtual reality. This is like that on steroids. Pretty much everyone lives their life in this place called what's it called? Oasis. Some guy made the Oasis. It's pretty much like the internet, but it's the Oasis, and you go to school in the Oasis, and you work in the Oasis, and a bunch of things. And this guy pretty much hid the person that made it. He put in pretty much eggs that they have to find, and there's 3, I believe. Once you find all 3, no, I'm sorry, did he get that? No, sorry, they're not eggs. I must be getting that from somewhere else, or maybe they are in here, I don't know. But he pretty much leaves puzzles, and whoever can figure out the puzzles can eventually own the whole Oasis, like own it, and that's like $1 billion industry right there. So whoever gets it first, I mean, it's been a while that they were trying to figure it out, and they couldn't figure it out until finally this guy and another girl, I believe, figure it out. So overall, amazing book, and definitely a really good read. Very simple. It is sci-fi-ish, but I love sci-fi and I love fantasy, so that, of course, I'm going to recommend those books. I just reread these, and oh my gosh, I spent so much time just reading them in the day that I felt kind of sad that I spent that much time. But it's The Hunger Games. Who does not love these books? These books are amazing. The movies are amazing. So highly recommend The Hunger Games if you want a very simple read, but does not lower the standard of how amazing the story is. Obviously, it's about a story that, you know, they have televised games called the Hunger Games, and in the Hunger Games, if you get chosen, you have to fight to the death until one person stands, and they call them the victor. So the Hunger Games is such a good book. You follow Katniss through the Hunger Games, and very awesome. Love these books. Next one. Okay, next one. Jurassic Park. These are pretty old books. I mean, the movies even older. They're great though. I like the book. I mean, okay, I love the movies. I think they're great, especially since Dr. Grant and Dr. Sattler are together in the movies, but they're not in the book. But the book is still such a good read, and you understand more with the book than with the movie. Give me a sec. Okay, really interrupted. I was talking about Jurassic Park. Such a good book. Definitely recommend reading. It is pretty simple. It is kind of science-y, but it's not too bad that you can't understand it. So I highly recommend this book. You are pretty much flipping through the pages trying to get to the end, and it is such a good book. Though I think I prefer the ending in the movie. I don't remember, but definitely love this read. This next one, I do not have the actual physical book. I listened to it, and it was The Graveyard Book. It is a children's book. It is by Neil Gaiman, and I highly recommend it, especially if you want to listen to it. I mean, Audible gives very cheap. It's very cheap. Audible is very cheap. I don't personally use Audible because I prefer reading the books instead of listening to them, but I listened to The Graveyard Book, and it was such a good read. The story is just so unique and sweet and cute, and I definitely recommend The Graveyard Book if you're interested in a slightly mythological book. I think it's really good. And lastly, I thought I should include a romance novel. It is YA still, but this is one that I actually really liked, and I was enthralled in the story, and just wanted to keep reading until I finished it. It was The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This book is very sweet. It will definitely make you cry, so be aware. But I definitely highly recommend this book because you just see a different side of a love story. It's definitely new. Something I never thought for a love story, especially, well, the only one that was near as good as this one was A Walk to Remember. So I love that book as well. I decided to put this one in instead, and it is a very sweet book. I love it, and I highly recommend it. So those are all my books that I think, all the fiction books that I think everyone should read and that are easy and simple that anyone can pick up. There's a reason I didn't put The Hobbit in here, because it is a little harder to read. So, but definitely love all these books. Okay, let me know which books you think that I should read, or that everyone else we should all read. Let's go with all. That we should all read. That are fiction, your favorite fiction book, whatever it is, leave it down in the comments below. Maybe I'll pick it up and read it, or someone else. But thank you for watching. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell down below so you can get as much book content as I can give you. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys.